Okay. How we going, guys? So, woo! My hands are cold. I got myself a warm coffee. I'm expecting the wife to be back now. She's just been shopping. It's funny how the end of that live stream, we had Uwe join us, 000I, who you can tell completely believes that Elvis is alive. And maybe even thinks that Bob Joyce is Elvis. So I want to start. Hi, Emily. How are you? So we are going to discuss Bob Joyce. We are going to discuss the Is Elvis Alive topic. I want to start off by saying I plead innocent of all sins. No. I want to start off by saying welcome, Defending Elvis Presley. Hope everyone is good. 100% Elvis is not alive. 100% Elvis is not Bob Joyce. Bob Joyce is a good singer. Yeah. Now, the unusual thing about Bob Joyce is he did join my show and I'm one of his friends. And he was chatting with me for quite a while, for a few months. And I did ask him the Bob Joyce big question. And he made it very clear to me that he is not Elvis. There is also on YouTube a clear video of Bob Joyce saying, I am not Elvis. I am not Elvis. So anybody that thinks for a second that Bob Joyce is Elvis, just go and find the video on YouTube of Bob himself saying he is not Elvis. And yes, the Bob Joyce that I spoke to, there is a possibility it's not him. He seemed very genuine. He was very believable. But do I know it was him? Of course not. I could never know, could I? So something weird just happened just now, guys. Someone joined our 24-hour chat claiming to be Ginger Alden. Guys, so the Ginger Alden person I just spoke to, are you going to join us? Let's have a look. Let me just message her. Please join us. I've sent you link. Ha! It's a funny the Elvis world is so funny, right? Let me just send the link again. So we had a lady, or could be a lady, join us saying on the chat saying, I'm Ginger Alden. I've reached out to you guys because let's see if we can get it up, guys. Come on. It's an interesting world, though, isn't it? Let's have a look. Let me share the link again. I've already shared it once. Let's have a look. Let me share it again. Right. Okay. So the Ginger Alden, let me just show you guys. Here we go. Can you see it? It's going to be blurry because we know this camera's crap. Let's have a look. Let's see if it will focus. It's probably not going to focus, guys. The focus on this camera is crap. It only focuses if it's back next to me. You're not going to see that. But it basically says Ginger Alden, Ginger Lacer. So she joined our chat. Oh yeah, I know that. I know they're scammers. I just think it's fun. I just find the Elvis world just very interesting. So the Ginger Alden character has joined our 24-hour chat and said, let's have a look. Let's go to our chat. Where is it? I wanted to take a moment to thank you, always remembering Elvis. It's been years since he passed, but your kindness and thoughtfulness in remembering him means the world to me. Thanks for keeping his memory alive. This is Ginger Alden. And then I've clicked on it. There is a Facebook page called Ginger Alden, Ginger Lacer. Ginger Alden, Ginger Lacer. It's got 1,000 followers and 183 following, and there are no posts. So then I've clicked on it and said to them, please can you prove, so I've sent her a message saying, please can you prove you are who you say you are? And then she says, how do you want me to prove to you? Can I find you? I'm sorry. So I send her a link to join us, and then she says, I'll have to join maybe later. Thanks for defending him anyway. I really appreciate it. Send me a real video of you thanking, defending Elvis. There we go. Right, so I basically said to the Ginger Alden person, please can you send me a real video saying thank you, defending Elvis, that from Ginger Alden. Okay? So come on, guys. Come on in then, let the dog in. Now, you know, with respect, I actually like Ginger Alden. I like her book. We've got her book. I think she's a lovely person. I've watched loads of her interviews. I've always liked the way Ginger Alden talks about Elvis. So I'm a fan of Ginger Alden. I also have strong views on whether if they were ever going to get married. They were only together 8 or 9 months, so I have views on it was a short-lived relationship, but also I have views on Elvis's state of health. When Elvis was with Ginger and what he was going through with the book Elvis, What Happened? You know, Red West, Sunny West, Dave Hebler, the effect that had on Elvis. Also, Elvis was very sick. He was going through a horrible second divorce with Priscilla. She had placed a lien, a deed of trust was created to place a lien on a debt, a charge on Graceland's The Building. So I have this opinion that Elvis was going through too much to actually get married. And because obviously Ginger says they may have got married at Christmas, December 77. So I don't know, guys. Do I think Elvis was one day going to marry Ginger Alden? Don't know, guys. What do you think? But anyway, let me just top my coffee up, then we're going to discuss Bob Joyce. Okay. Let's rock. No, up. Go on, up you go. Go on. Up you go. Good. Up there. Right. Okay. All right, guys. Right, we're faffing about a bit. So, yes, to the Ginger older person, if it's really you, just send me a live video of you saying who you are, and then I'll believe you. She seems to have disappeared, but okay. Right, let's read your comments. So let's discuss this whole why so many people believe Elvis is alive. Let's discuss why so many people think Bob Joyce is Elvis. We here at Team Elvis, we think it's bullshit. We don't believe a word of it. There's no way Elvis is alive. Bob Joyce, 100% is not Elvis. So let me just quickly check your comments. So I've listened to Bob's singing. He's a bloody good singer. So someone just quickly said something about the Smiths. The Smiths said Elvis loved Ginger. Well, I'll tell you what, Pat, I could play you a video that says different. Yeah. But we're not going to do Ginger now. We'll cover Ginger on a completely separate topic. Yeah. You know, it'll be, you know, I actually do want to cover Ginger Alden and that relationship, and I think that'll be a really good live. I think it'd be a really good live. I have always thought that, no offense to Ginger Alden, that I don't think she was ready to be with a man in his 40s that was going through what Elvis was going through. Elvis was going through a hell of a lot that year, 76, 77. I don't think he was in the right state of mind to be considering marriage and more children. I think he had a lot to deal with the book, with Priscilla, with his health. So it was a very, very, very difficult year. I understand Ginger speaks well of Elvis. I will say that. She says he was looking forward to the future, which I love that, and that he was looking forward to his up and coming tour. So, you know, I like the way Ginger talks about Elvis. But if you look at the very early interviews when Elvis just passed, Ginger is different. She's different. Yeah. She says things that I don't know if many of you know this, guys, but Ginger did make a movie just after Elvis died. It's on YouTube, which I personally don't think she should have made, because it plays on the fact that she was with a famous rock and roller, and it's not straightforward, guys. It's not. Find it on YouTube. There is a film that Ginger Alden made just after Elvis died. So yeah, Pat, I know about this situation where he wanted to remarry, and he was going to try and get custody of Lisa Marie. But come on, guys, in 1977, were they ever going to give full custody to Elvis? Come on, in those days, Pat, the kids stayed with mum. The kids stayed with mum in those days. So I know it's a nice thought that Elvis was going to marry Ginger and then he was going to get Lisa Marie back. It's very unlikely. Very unlikely. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced they were going to actually get married. Yeah. Right. But obviously you guys may have different views. Yeah, I know that the Larry Geller stuff, I've seen that. I'll be honest with you guys, there's stuff in Larry Geller's book that I don't agree with. Like this thing about Elvis and salt tablets. It's bullshit. Bullshit. Elvis never took salt tablets to sweat, but Larry Geller says he did. So we have to be careful what's in books. Not everything you that are in these books, guys, are correct. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, Pat. We know he was desperate to get Lisa, but I just say the 70s, guys. The mum got the kids. The mum got the kids. It was just standard, just the way it was. Hi, Luann. Don't forget, Priscilla was very good. Priscilla was very good at Priscilla was very good at making herself look like a victim, an angel, someone who had done no wrong. telling the world Elvis was an addict, telling the world Elvis was abusive, making out to the world that she was a victim. Yeah? So they weren't going to take Lisa away from Priscilla. It wasn't going to happen. No, Emily, I don't agree. I don't agree. The men didn't get the kids in the 70s. In the 70s. Remember, Priscilla was pretty conniving and very good at getting her way. She had some very intelligent people on her behalf. I wish you were right, guys. I wish you were right. I wish it was all nice and Elvis was going to get lovely Lisa. It wasn't going to happen, guys. Not in 1977. It was not going to happen. Hi, Sandra. Pamela, you doing a bit of cleaning? So should we just play this video because let's have a look. There we go. Here we go.
Upstairs, saw that Elvis was face down in the rug in the bathroom. I felt him and I knew.
So obviously this is proof that it happened, guys. Obviously this is a bit gutting. So let's just go with it and see what happens.
That Elvis was not alive.
And Elvis was lying on the floor in the bathroom, and Joe Esposito, Elvis's road manager, and Al Strada, one of his wardrobe men, were trying to work on Elvis's body and revive him, and I started to help too. And you don't want to notice, but you could see rigor mortis had already set in. He'd been dead since about 10 o'clock that morning.
Elvis Presley is dead. Wish he wasn't, but he is.
Elvis Presley, dead at 42 and mourned by millions.
So, of course, it's gutting, guys. Now, I want to get your comments up here so we can see your comments. But obviously, whenever we listen to anything that talks about the day Elvis died, you know, it's very, very heartbreaking. Let me just get your comments up. Okay, so hello to everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're just discussing this ridiculous thing where people think Elvis is alive. We're discussing this ridiculous thing where people say Bob Joyce is Elvis. The whole thing is ridiculous, but let's just chat about it.
Millions around the world was laid to rest today in a colorful ceremony in Memphis.
It was August 16th, 1977, and the world was shocked by the news. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was dead. His wake and funeral drew tens of thousands of fans to his Graceland mansion. Millions worldwide mourned his passing, and yet to this day, there are some who believe the king lives.
So, of course, guys, the whole thing of Elvis being alive is a complete joke. It's literally a joke. I actually think it's quite insulting to Elvis's family. I have strong views that anyone that thinks there's something not right. This has come up recently, hasn't it, guys? Anyone that thinks Bob Joyce is Elvis is just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But let's keep going.
People who say Elvis lives are not referring to his music lasting forever or his spirit being with them. Some of these people really believe that the king is alive.
He called and he said,
Let's just keep going with it.
I'm doing fine, and I know you've been wondering what I've been doing, and everything's okay, and thank you for caring. That was basically it. I was sort of in shock, so he called me at work. He said, do you know who this
Called you at work? Who is this person?
is? Right. He asked me if I knew who this was. I said, I think so.
Most of the fans believe there's probably more evidence to believe Elvis is alive.
Do you hear that? That's just crazy. Most of the fans... sorry. Most of the fans believe that there's more evidence to show that he's alive, yeah?
Then he is dead.
G.B. Giorgio is the author of the book, Is Elvis Alive? And she
So she's the author of the book, Is Elvis Alive? So she's got no reason to say that he may be.
Claims to have had personal contact with him after he died, as did the previous woman who was an Elvis fan club official. And
so she's a fan club official. Right. So let me just read Elaine. Hi, Elaine. How are you? How's your cat today? Hope he's well. Thinks Elvis is alive. SF. SF? Who's SF? Thinks Elvis is alive. You don't just change your mind. She reckons she was talking to him for 5 years. All right. She was a real fan. You would know from the outset that he was dead. We don't talk about these other channels, Elaine. Wings of Pegasus did voice analysis comparisons between Elvis and Bob, and it's not the same. Bob has told me he's not Elvis. There's an interview on YouTube. Bob saying he's not Elvis. Caroline, didn't you see Elvis at the Mall the other day? How are you, Caroline? Michael Edwards would not be alive if Elvis... Well said, Sandra. Sandra, well said. Michael Edwards would not be alive if Elvis was alive. I like that. Sandra, fair play to you. I agree with you. There's no way Elvis would fake his death. Emily, yeah, we know it's bullshit. I did. Yeah, I did. And he asked me to marry him. Oh, no. Carolyn, I did. And he asked me to marry him. So I want to put some more water in my coffee because this is going to be funny. We're gonna have a life that's gonna make us laugh. Right, my coffee's just warming up. Warmy, warmy, warmy. Warmy, warmy, warmy. Okay, right, got back on. Okay. Oh, yes. Right. So, just so you know, guys, I'm being a bit funny with the lives this morning because we've had a couple of weeks of very serious lives. So let's just take it easy and have a bit of fun, yeah? A bit of fun. Where are we? Let me just check your comments quickly. Prissy would be alive if Elvis wasn't alive. Good point. Let's have a look. Oh, Lainey, we send you love about your beautiful cat. We know how much you love your cat. We all love our cats, don't we? Bob's not even old enough. Elvis would never fake his death. Elvis could never leave Lisa. Good point. Mike would never be alive. I agree. Okay, Liam, you got told off for this the other day. I saw that on our chat. Yeah, I actually find Albert Einstein really interesting. Let's have a look. It's too respectful. It's so disrespectful to his living family. Yeah, it's a joke. Come on. Let's have a look. My wife says there could be some barking. Thanks. I'm a bit stressed out, but I'm okay. I'm not surprised, Elaine. People just cling on to anything. Hello. All right, been shopping, mate? Yeah. So I'm trying to get these lives out of the way so that I can go off and do the tip. So I am live. Okay. Elvis works in our chip shop. He doesn't look or sound like him. but we have seen what plastic surgery can do. There's a guy who works down the chip shop, swears he's Elvis. Thing is, I did work down the chip shop. In fact, I owned 3 chip shops. So I'm the guy who works down the chip shop. I don't swear I'm Elvis, though. Let's have a look. I just seen him in Tesco's the other day grabbing some hot dogs. Did he like hot dogs? I thought he preferred burgers. Only joking, guys. Only joking. Elaine, I'm meeting Elvis at the Memphis in November. He's invited me to a late night showing. You wish. Elaine, you wish. It's gutting to hear Joe Esposito describe Elvis at Graceland after he was discovered. Yeah, it is, yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible. And I've seen all the Joe Esposito footage. Horrible. Right. Yeah, we definitely wish you well with the cat, Elaine, with your lovely cat. Right, we're all praying for you.
And of course, there have been tabloid sightings of Presley as well. Most of those.
Should we read some of this? Presley's kin is sidekicks revealed. Elvis sightings are real. He told us he's still roaming Earth. Elvis Presley's own stepbrother and team of psychic researchers say that the late king contacted them during a seance, and it's confirmed that sightings of him around the country. I wonder which brother they mean. They're obviously talking about either Dave or Rick. Yeah, is that who they're talking about? I know. I have no doubt Elvis contacted he information. I have details he shared. Elvis's stepbrother. Well, I don't believe any of that. I think this is bullshit. But let's keep going.
Are quite humorous to everyone except those who were closest to Elvis Presley.
Let's read this. Elvis Presley is still alive, says the amateur photographer who shot this startling picture taken more than 4 months after the superstar reported his death in August 1977. It's crazy, isn't it? Anything to sell these tabloids. Anything.
It makes me furious. This lady, this woman was here in town one day out selling her book that Elvis had been seen here and there and yonder. And I had been interviewed that morning, and I absolutely got so mad until I went out there. And if she'd have been a man, I'd have whipped her butt, is what I'd have done.
J.D. Sumner, along with Charlie Hodge sitting next to him, toured with Elvis for over a decade. They were good friends. Hodge was at Graceland the day Elvis died.
And we tried to revive him all the way to the hospital. And by that time, Dr. Nicopoulos, Elvis's physician, had arrived. And we went to the hospital, and then they went in and started, trying to revive him. And then
I think we've had the nurse talk about this, haven't we, where they were trying to revive him for too long. It went on too long.
they came out, I guess, about 30 minutes later, and Dr. Nick just shook his head and said he'd gone.
Another longtime member of Elvis's entourage is Joe Esposito. He was Presley's road manager and one of the first to try to resuscitate the dead singer.
Dr. Nick was kept trying to revive him in the ambulance.
I don't think I've seen this one, guys. This is the first time I've seen this one.
And just hoping that we'd see any sign of life out of him, but I just knew there was no sign of life.
In spite of the testimony of these men who were all so close to Elvis and who witnessed his death firsthand, there is still an element believing he's alive.
Well, there sure is. We have one down Weymouth, genuinely looks and sounds like him. Obviously, it's not. It's great to see people doing these tributes. I mean, I'm a big fan of Elvis tribute acts. I love them. I love them. My wife treats me to them on my birthday. I love them. I think they're great. I never used to, actually. I was won over after I went and saw a few. So look, Carolyn says, I thought Joe was trying to hide the fact that he died in the bathroom at first. Yeah, Karen, yes, the bathroom. Maybe they were trying to protect his dignity. Let's have a look. The first 10 years after Elvis passed, there was something that came out that could make one think he may have faked his death. I did a lot of looking into it, and more out of curiosity. And I think, yeah, Dan, I think a lot of people do, don't they? I think I've never doubted it. I've always thought. Hi, Sean. We're trying to discuss why people think Elvis is alive and why people think Elvis is Bob Joyce. My wife, Rory, do you think Elvis is alive? My wife says no. Now, if she said yes, I'd be worried. Now, when she's had like 3 double vodkas, she probably thinks I'm Elvis. I wish. Because I'm a guy who works down the chip shop. Swear I'm Elvis. But once the internet came out and it made it easier to get into, it was, yeah, I mean, there we are, Dan. Anyone that does any decent research, it's pretty obvious Elvis is dead and Bob Joyce is not Elvis. I heard that they actually got his heart beating again in the hospital, but stopped knowing he had been gone to recover. See, I've never heard that, Carolyn. I've never heard that. Does anyone know about that? I saw an interview where Ginger Alden describes her finding Elvis on the floor in praying position like a Muslim. I was never able to respect her after that. She snickered. Do you know what? I've never seen that. I've never seen that ever. That's the first time I've heard that. EU. I think we so wanted it not to be true that some people are clinging to every little thing. Yeah, I get that, Pamela. I get that. Because they had such a love and admiration for the talent, the person that he was, they don't want to let go. Yeah, Sean, I see that. I see that. Sean, you're in Memphis. You should know. So he had been gone for almost 2 hours when Ginger found him. Many of you said she was asleep, wasn't she? She was asleep. So even that's an interesting topic because many people wish that she wasn't asleep and think if she hadn't been asleep, she may have alerted someone to save him. So it's a complicated thing, isn't it, guys? Let's play a bit more of the video.
Although on a recent trip to Graceland, it was hard to find the non-believers.
I think he's definitely dead. There's no doubt in my mind.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's a shame that people say that. Because for me, in the old days, it was my favorite singer. And it is a complete story. And I don't think the people must say he's alive. For what?
It would be great if he was.
Let me just read another comment. No, I don't believe that Elvis had been gone for long when he was found. It amazed me that they even tried, that they could tell that he had been gone. Yeah, I mean, they were trying to revive him for ages, weren't they? For literally, I don't know how long, if it was hours, but it was a long time, wasn't it, guys? And I know that is it Marion Cook? Marion Cook she was there when they were trying to revive him, and she said to them, please just let him go. I think she said it to Dr. Nick. Is that right, guys? Tell me if I'm wrong. They even did external heart massage, and Marianne told them to stop. That's it. That's the bit I've listened to. Thanks, Sandra. She woke up and went into her room to get dressed and called her mum and didn't check on him right away. And guys, I'm hearing that, I don't know if it's true, but didn't Lisa mention this in her book? That before she came out, she did all her hair and makeup and got dressed before she came out. Is that true, guys? We're talking about Ginger Alden, yeah? Yeah, Marion Cook was there. That's it, Dan.
But he isn't, I don't believe, no.
Elvis's family and friends feel that alleged sightings of the king are no mystery. No, it's not that they believe them. It's just they feel they understand what motivates people into making such outlandish accusations. It's the obvious reason, the almighty buck.
Well, it's done.
The almighty buck with a B. My God, is that D. Stanley? Is that D. Stanley? 1 second, let me just read this comment. The dude in glasses has just nailed it in one. For the respect of Elvis and the Presley family, they should just accept that he's gone. However, as we've stated, the love and denial and powerful emotions. That's from Liam. Lisa really couldn't stand Ginger. Well, it seems that way. That's the feeling we get from the book. And I've got an old interview you'll be surprised, there were other family members that didn't like Ginger, that didn't like I'm not going to play it now because it's an old interview, but there are other family members that didn't like Ginger. Right, so Karen says she made herself up. Yes, she did her hair and makeup. Yeah, I've heard it quite a few times now. Elvis went into the bathroom at 8 a.m. I believe so. He must have passed away somewhere around 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But who knows? They can't pinpoint. They can pinpoint the time based on how he was and the RM as it has stages. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, God bless Elvis. What they did to him in hospital trying to revive him was vile and so brutal, and the nurses begged the physicians to stop. Thank you, Ian. They went on too long, didn't they, guys? They went on too long. Now, is this D. Stanley? Let's have a listen.
Done just to make money. It is the hottest subject there is.
Almighty buck.
Well, it's done just to make money. It is the hottest subject there is going now, and as long as they can find anything, anyone can go in, anyone can write a book nowadays. If they'll go in and say, I know Elvis Presley personally, it's all done for selling.
And as long
yeah, so that is D. Stanley. I'm always careful when I see D. Stanley. I'm always careful because obviously I support Billy Stanley and I support his book. I've always made that clear, guys, that I've always supported this book because it really does show the great human being that Elvis was. And this book is great. And I do think Billy is a great defender of Elvis. So I'm always careful when I talk about Billy. But that's D. Stanley, isn't it, guys? Now, she's being a bit hypocritical, isn't she? After doing that horrible Geraldo interview about making money, because let's face it, she did that interview for a large amount of money. None of it was truthful. That horrible interview that we've discussed a few times, guys. But then she's here telling people off for making money for writing books, saying that Elvis is alive. D. Stanley. So, bit hypocritical. But anyway, let's keep going.
as people can make money by writing a book, and they're not actually saying anything bad, they're speculating.
Money.
Okay, that's very fair of Charlie Hodge. Hi, Teresa. Right, Martha, Linda Thompson always checked on her. Yeah, Linda Thompson was very good for Elvis, wasn't she? Come on, guys. I know that some of you have got strong views. We've got her book. Let me just show you. Ooh! So Linda sent me this. We have read some of it. Linda, I think, in the first year after Elvis split up from Priscilla, was actually really good for Elvis. She did become a bit of a nurse as the relationship went on. We know that Elvis had other girlfriends eventually. Even Linda had a different boyfriend eventually, yeah. But I agree that Linda was very good with Elvis, really watched out over him, cared about his health, maybe even saved his life a few times. So I know that you guys got strong, passionate views about Linda, but that can be for another live stream, yeah? So Carolyn, Martha, yes, she did. He would have still been here had she been around, I think. It's possible, Carolyn. It's possible, isn't it? The rights. That's right, Elaine. My dad knew Dr. Francisco, who was the medical examiner, and he told my dad and others that Elvis was thought to have died around 11 a.m. Okay, thank you for that, Sean. That's interesting. That your dad knew Dr. Francisco. Very interesting. Thank you for that, Sean. Yeah, Deborah, you're right. You're right, Deborah. Martha agrees with Carolyn. Yeah. I try not to talk about Dee because it's a hot topic. We've had fallouts with other channels. I don't want to upset Billy, so I try and talk about Dee as little as possible. But of course, I am completely against what she did. What she did is disgusting. She was paid a lot of money to lie, but that's all I really want to say about it, because I want to show respect to Billy, okay? Because I do support Billy Stanley. Right. Martha, yes, Linda did. It's sad that none of the guys checked on him because Ginger was there. If it hadn't, the guys would have checked on him. Martha, I can't stand Dee. Yeah. So Elaine, I don't see how they could check on him 24/7, as it would be detrimental to your own health. So let's have a look. I heard that Ricky was supposed to check on Elvis at 11 a.m., but he was passed out as he has taken some drugs, and Vernon was there to cover it up as he did not want the stepson Ricky to get in trouble. I don't know about that, guys. Honestly, I don't know about that. I can't comment on that. Elvis used to go in the bathroom and read books. Yeah, no, come on. It wasn't a bathroom, was it? The bathroom of Elvis was like a little mini lounge, wasn't it? It was somewhere to relax, recuperate, read his books. It was a very large room. It wasn't just this tiny room with a toilet. Yeah. What we would now call an ensuite. What do you call a room, Laura, when it's connected to your bedroom? It's got a bathroom, shower, toilet. Is that ensuite? Yeah, ensuite. In it, and it was ensuite, but it was a large room, wasn't it? Had a sofa in it and everything, which was back in those days in the 70s was very unusual. Yeah. Yeah. So Karen heard it as well. Yeah, come on. We all read books on the toilet, don't we? Elvis would go into the bathroom and read for hours and fall asleep. He fell down in the bathroom several times over the years. Thank you, Sean. Ricky was the one who took him his meds, and he knew Elvis was allergic to codeine, but gave it to him anyway. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I've always thought that the Stanley brothers love Elvis. Ricky and Dave and Billy, they loved Elvis. Yeah. So I can't agree with that comment. I can't agree with the comment that Ricky would in any way want any harm to come to Elvis. I can't agree with that. So I'm going to have to disagree with that, Sandra. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Ricky has said things that he shouldn't have said. I know. I've seen all the interviews. He said a lot of things that I wish he didn't say. But I've never thought Ricky wanted harm on Elvis ever. Nor Dave. Never. I've never thought that. Elvis truly loved them and they truly loved Elvis. But do I think they made mistakes? Talking about Elvis, definitely. Did they say things they shouldn't have said? 100%. And did money make them do things they shouldn't have done? Possibly. And did taking drugs, was that a problem? It does seem that way, doesn't it, guys? So Dan says, most likely Elvis had a massive heart attack.
Okay.
All right, love you.
The car now.
Definitely the car. Yeah, definitely the car. Because after this, I'm going to the trip. We're saying that. No, I'll go at one. Take the van.
Fine, take my...
No, but no, I'd rather you didn't.
Not too big and it ain't drying. And it needs petrol. Petrol excellent.
Yeah, but you're only going to be an hour. Which one are you going to take?
The car.
Right, take the car. Take the car. Yeah, okay. So we'll go. I got to go to the tip and unload a load of junk. Let's have a look. So Al Strada was first in the bathroom when Ginger called downstairs. Joe Esposito tried to change the story over the years, but Al was the first one in there with Ginger. That's Sean. Thank you, Sean. Yes, he had a sitting room in there too. Yeah. It wasn't... People have this stupid image of Elvis in this tiny room on a toilet and how he died. It's ridiculous. Carolyn, Sandra, that is a bit suspect. Why the hell would he give him that? Yeah, so... Right, so Elvis had a hairdresser in the bathroom as well. Yeah. It was an ensuite loungy type room, wasn't it? Most likely Elvis had a massive heart attack and probably died right away. I've heard that before. Elvis was not allergic to codeine. He was reactive to it, and that is causing him to get a rash. Oh, thanks, Elaine. I know that Elaine has done a lot of research into Elvis's, you know, the Memphis Mafia and the problem that Elvis had with prescribed medication. Yeah, so I know Elaine has put some decent time into it, hasn't she? The problem with that day is that Elvis was given a third package by Aunt Delta, and that's where Vernon's opinion came into play. He never should have been given a third package. I think that's right. I agree. Sean, I agree. Billy and Elvis had a big fallout a few years before Elvis passed, and they didn't see much of each other the last 2 years. Yeah, I don't really, Karen, I don't know much about that. The fallout they had, I don't know about it. I've heard it a few times. In fact, you're not the first person to tell me that, so I wonder what it was about. But yeah. Lyndon Thompson said he couldn't breathe on codeine on the plane and they had to land the plane. Yeah, and we know about that that plane journey. Elaine, if someone is allergic to codeine, within seconds you would get oh, I can't even read that. I can't say it, Elaine. Anaphylaxis shock. Anaphylaxis shock. Elvis had side effects with codeine, which is very different than being allergic to it. Okay, right, let's press play.
Money does seem to be the motivation behind most of the reported Elvis sightings. But then again, Elvis Presley is big business. His estate earns more and more money each year. However, to Presley's near and dear, there is a cruelness to all the credence lent to the stories of Elvis still being alive.
It's ridiculous.
So, I got a feeling it's Dee Stanley in this. I've never seen this before, guys. Have any of you seen this before that had Dee Stanley in it?
Ridiculous. You know, that is ridiculous. It's no joke. You know, I wonder if people don't have a heart. What do they think about? What do they think they're doing to Lisa, to this child that saw her father, you know? It's cruel. It is very cruel, you know. It's no big joke.
These people are...
Yeah. So, God, it's funny that she's representing this show. I wonder if they paid her, but God, you know, the horrible video that we've had problems with, the Geraldo video that we have strong views about, that did so much damage. What would Lisa Marie have thought about that video being posted? So then you've got Dee here trying to defend Lisa against fans thinking that Elvis is still alive, but almost ignoring and forgetting the damage that she did with that Geraldo interview. So very hypocritical, guys. Very hypocritical. I didn't know she was in this. Have any of you seen this before, guys? Yeah, Karen, I agree. It is. It is. Come on, things had gone out of control with the prescribed medication. We know this. Come on, we know this. Yeah, Dan, she says people don't have a heart. How about her? You're right, Dan. I've never seen this. Yeah, Emily. I wonder how much Lisa despised Dee for the Geraldo interview. So true. Dee did not think of Lisa later on when she made, the horrible accusations.
Sick that has to go around and, start rumors like this. I'd like to issue a challenge to the people that say they've seen him. Well, bring him forth. Where is he? We'll offer money if they've got Elvis somewhere.
Prove to me Elvis is alive. Come to me and show me your proof. They don't do that.
There is one more thing.
Yeah, he does look like Kevin Bacon. And yeah, Charlie Hodge, if he's alive, come and prove it. I think that the whole Elvis alive thing just peaked, didn't it? There was a certain time where everyone thought it. Everyone thought it. Is it in the 90s? It just got ridiculous, didn't it, guys?
Thing that has Elvis Presley's closest annoyed, and that is the insinuation that Presley would be the perpetrator of a hoax. According to J.D. Sumner, that just wasn't the King's style.
It's bullshit. That's what it is.
Elvis believed in his fans. He had adored his fans. He admired his fans. And he was not the kind of person to ever tell a lie or live a lie. Elvis didn't have to.
I fully agree with that. And I also think that, come on, just because of how Elvis worshipped his daughter, there's no way he would have took his life or pretended, how can I say it, pretended to take his life and then stayed alive. Come on, it's just bollocks, and it's just bullshit. The whole thing's bullshit. Karen D. Skywarn, I'm going back to the beginning of after this live. Sorry, Karen, I'm confused. What does that mean? Karen, you're new. Welcome. Karen D. Skywarn, welcome to our Team Elvis. Elvis loved being Elvis, would never walk away from his family. In fact, that's it, Sean. You got it. Karen, explain what you mean. I'm a bit confused, but welcome to Team Elvis.
If there was ever a truthful man, it was Elvis Presley.
This is Graceland, Elvis Presley's mansion. It has become one of the most popular tourist attractions in Memphis. It is where he lived, where he died, and where he is buried. Yes, in spite of what you may have heard or read, or in spite of what some people claim, and as unfortunate as it may be, Elvis Presley is still dead.
Yay! A great ending. Let me play that again.
And as unfortunate as it may be, Elvis Presley is still dead.
Let's go back a bit.
Where he is buried. It's become one of the most popular tourist attractions in Memphis. It is where he lived, where he died, and where he is buried. Yes, in spite of what you may have heard or read, or in spite of what some people claim, and as unfortunate as it may be, Elvis Presley is still dead.
Yes. So, so the rumors started in '88. I don't know, actually. When did the rumors start? I would say that probably from the day he died. I would say probably the whole Elvis is alive started from the day he died. Right. So we're going to have to come back and do a part 2 of this. What I did want to do is, I didn't realize this was going to be such quite an interesting topic, guys. So we're going to have to do a part 2 of this. But I want to just see if I can find Bob Joyce saying he is not Elvis. Let me just see if it comes up. Let's just see. Because he's the one that the most common one. Let's just see if we can get it here. I want it in a... Right, Bob Joyce's speech saying is not Elvis, right? So let's just see if there's a shortened version of it, because that's too long. Bob Joyce slips up. Oh, no. Let's have a look. Right here. Oh, this one's a bit shorter. Let's try this one, okay?
Well, the image is one thing, and a human being is another. You know, it's very hard to live up to an image. I'll put it that way.
Welcome back to Caffeine.
So, guys, if you are just joining us, 100%, we know Elvis is dead, and we don't think Bob Joyce is Elvis. We're just discussing it, okay?
By Elvis, where in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the fact that Bob Joyce is not Elvis. This has been circulating for years at this point, that Pastor Bob Joyce is Elvis, and he is not. He has stated multiple times that he's not. He's told people to stop saying that he is Elvis, as it detracts from the Lord.
Okay, that says it all. Now, somewhere there's him saying it. Guys, no one believes me. Bob Joyce messaged me and was chatting with me for a few months and told me he's not Elvis. Now, of course, some of you are going to say, well, how do you know it was Bob Joyce? I don't. All I can say is that he was very convincing. We were chatting for months. It went on for 3-4 months. And he never said anything that made me question that he's Bob Joyce, ever. So there was quite a few people that were very rude to him. So eventually he stopped messaging. But was it him? Don't know. Could be, may not have been. I don't know. Do I think 100% it was him? No, because we can never know. It was done on Facebook, so we can never know, can we? So yeah, Angie, yeah, we will take another. We're going to do another drive live. We will be doing some drive lives. I can't say when, but yeah, we're definitely going to do more. Let's have a look. Yeah, Martha, I think he loved his fans way too much to fake his death, definitely. Yeah, so Dan says in the 80s there was a lot talking about it. Gail Brewer, Georgia, wrote a book, Is Elvis Alive? And all the talk shows put her on TV, and that's where all the Elvis is Alive stuff come from. Okay, thank you, Sean. All right, Karen. Yeah, we've done. Karen, we do 2 or 3 lives a day. Welcome to Team Elvis. Are you new? Have you watched our show before? We defend Elvis and Lisa Marie and the bloodline every day. Every day. We are Team Elvis. We're called Team Elvis. And every day we defend Elvis and Lisa and the bloodline. You're very welcome. Karen, I've seen Bob Joyce videos, and to be fair, he seemed to keep people guessing. Okay. Let's have a look. Bob loves the limelight and the attention. He's a Penn Elvis impersonator. See, I don't get that feeling from him. I just think that it's stuck. Yeah. So the word of mouth has gone round that he's Elvis, and I just think he can't shake it. I think it's like, it's viral. It's gone viral, hasn't it, guys? I think, if anything, I would say it probably annoys him. So, of course, it's got him a lot of attention. Lenny is the camper van. Lenny is the camper van. Joanne, thank you for paying for my phone holder for my camper van. Thank you, Joanne. So I missed. So Sean just said he stopped when he was threatened with lawsuits. So Sean, are you talking about Bob Joyce? Caroline, Bob Joyce is not 90. Please mention Presley Mania video Rhonda and Amy did about Elvis's health. Yeah, cool. Right. So obviously you guys know I am a massive fan of Presley Mania and Rhonda. One of her researchers is called Amy Collett. She's a friend of our channel. She does a lot of research for us here at Defending Elvis. And she did a show with Rhonda discussing Elvis's health. I think she was comparing the book Destined to Die Young to the other book, the Dr. Forrest Tennant's book as well. So Rhonda, you must subscribe to Rhonda and Presley Mania. She's amazing. Amy Collett is amazing. I was talking to her yesterday. She was giving me all the lowdown on all the leasing of Gracelands, the deal with Bob Silliman, the billionaire, all that kind of stuff. They're brilliant. They're both amazing researchers. All right, you're talking about Bob. Okay, thank you. Oh, Karen, you're very welcome. We do get quite heated here. We do get some backlash. Defending Elvis isn't for everyone. It can get pretty sticky, but we are very passionate. We are very passionate.
And he had posted a statement that I'm going to read saying equivocally he is not Elvis.
Yeah, so I want to find this. I'm not sure if he's going to play it, but let's keep going.
Also, side note, Bob Joyce wasn't even born until Elvis was 19 or 20, so there's that as well. All right, so here it is from Pastor Bob Joyce. All right, and he posted this in 2016, which I was aware of at the time, but it doesn't seem to matter. There's so much interest in it that he seems to still be getting this, and I've seen this even recently that people still think he's Elvis, and he is not.
Yeah, so I think he's going to read Bob Joyce's 2016 statement. Let me just get your topics in, guys. Your comments in, sorry. Yeah, Elaine, we know this, Elaine. We're just discussing it because it keeps coming up, doesn't it?
At all. He is not Elvis. All right, here it is. The videos about me being Elvis have certainly seemed to pile up a lot here lately, and Facebook pages saying I'm Elvis seem to be gaining more interest. I've contacted the creators of those pages and requested that they not continue, but the interest of Elvis has won out, so to speak. I have left many comments on YouTube assuring everyone that I'm not Elvis, but it seems to be overlooked. I understand people without scorn, their deep interest and love for Elvis Presley.
So do any of you know about this post, guys? Is this definitely a post that Bob Joyce did?
That when someone and something comes along with the least similarities, they embrace with such excitement and hope that perhaps Elvis is still alive and with us. Elvis has certainly had an influence in this world and on my singing, that's for sure. But God knows that when I'm singing, I sing the way I feel, and really singing as just me.
No, he's got a good voice, guys. Bob Joyce has got a great voice. He does sound a bit like Elvis.
I personally don't think that I really sound that much like him, as our voices are somewhat different. But I know that there is only one Elvis, and no one, certainly not me, could ever be really like him. I don't want to be. I just want to be me. With a little of Elvis coming through maybe, haha. I consider it a great compliment that anyone would think that I was Elvis, although I can't see it. For I have always held him in great respect. He came from humble beginnings, poor family, and church and all.
I mean, it's a lovely write-up, isn't it? Come on, it's a lovely write-up. Did Bob Joyce write this? I'd like to know.
And that way we were very much alike. The difference is he went on to become famous and wealthy, and I'm still poor, haha. But in a very real way, I am rich. God called me at a very young age, and I have walked with him most of my life. I have a loving wife of over 40 years, and children and grandchildren, all dedicated Christians and serving the loving God. I have no fortunes of this world, but my treasures are laid up in heaven.
I mean, one thing I will say is he genuinely is a Christian man. I've watched quite a few of his things, and he is a Christian, 100%.
I am a very blessed man. God is using the internet to reach many people around the world that email me all the time telling me how God has intervened in their lives and drew them back to Him. And they are now renewing their faith and finding God real in their lives. For this I am deeply grateful. Most of these folks know that I am not Elvis, but that doesn't seem to matter. They are only so grateful that God is blessing them and renewing their lives. Perhaps God is using Elvis's voice to minister to broken hearts and broken lives. If Elvis were alive, I would say to him, my friend and brother, we are kindred spirits. We are one in Christ.
So it's going on a bit. Does anyone really believe Bob Joyce wrote this? I don't know, guys. Put it in the comments. Do any of you think this was written by Bob Joyce?
Sincerely yours in Christ, Bob Joyce.
Don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to play a bit of Bob Joyce singing so you can compare. Then I got to go, guys. Yeah. Yeah, Karen, we have some fun, don't we? We've got two. Are we going to have two Karens now, by the looks of it? Right, we're only playing this to compare, yeah? Just for the sake of it. Now, this is the last. I'm going to go after this, but please know this. I do not think Bob Joyce is Elvis. I do not think Elvis is alive. We're just having a discussion with Team Elvis. That's all this is, just a discussion with Team Elvis.
Oh, Lord, my God. When I get lost in wonder, consider the world thy hand made. I see the stars.
So, guys, what do you think? Seriously, what do you think? Give me your views on Bob Joyce's voice. Not on, we know he's not Elvis, but what do you think of his voice?
I hear rolling thunder, I pass you
And we do love this, though, don't we? We love Elvis singing this. Come on, this is one of our favourite Elvis gospel songs. How great they are.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Yeah, so I'm not asking you if really the comparison to how much he sounds like Elvis. Do you think he's got a good voice? What do you think, guys? Do you think Bob Joyce is a good singer?
How great thou art, how great thou art. This is my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
Sean, you're funny. He sounds like my uncle at Christmas when he's had 14 bourbons. But I like his voice. I think he's got a good voice. Do you know what? I'm going to push the boat out here. If Elvis lived until he was 80, 90, Bob Joyce is a handsome man. Come on, guys. He's a handsome man. Don't you agree?
How great thou art, how great thou art.
So Dan says his voice is pretty good, but I've seen and heard a lot of impersonators. A lot of them are very good, but I could still, they are not Elvis. Yeah, of course. No one gets it perfect. I agree. Come on, there's only one Elvis. A lot of you are saying he's got a nice voice. He does have a nice voice. He does have a nice voice.
Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation.
Yeah, Regina, I agree. He doesn't really sound like Elvis, does he? He doesn't. But do you know what? I love this song. I'll give him that.
What joy shall fill my heart, then I shall.
All right, okay, I'll tell you what, guys. Let's go out with one more song. Come on. Let's do it for Elvis. Now, that was okay, but nah, we're not falling for it, are we, guys? We're not falling for it. Come on. Are we ready?
Thank you very much.
That's more like it. The guy sounds like Elvis. That's more like it. The guy sounds like Elvis. I love that, Dan. Look at him. He's absolutely beautiful. He's so darn handsome. God took Elvis too soon. He sure did, Jane. Louis, I could take you to some black churches in Memphis and you would hear some of the best gospel singing in the world. One day you may do. Sean, one day we may meet up. That would be like his voice comes out of him. Oh. And then right at the end, a little tiny thank you. That's Elvis. That's Elvis. He goes from being a giant to a little mouse. He's, oh, God. Now that is as good as it gets. There's no comparing Elvis to Bob Joyce. Wow, that blew me away, guys. So, unfortunately, I have to go. I've got a lot of stuff I want to do today with the garden and some other things. I've got to take some junk to the tip. I am going to try and do a drive live. I'm going to try and do a dog walk live. And I need to get back on Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, our other Elvis channel, to discuss our health. Because I don't know if you know, we have Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, which is a health-related Elvis channel. I need to get back on there and do some stuff on there. I just don't have enough time. There's not enough time, guys. So, especially now we've had this beautiful weather that's hit England. England has just been hit with a heat wave. I need to be out there doing some stuff in the garden, fixing the house, fixing the cars, clearing out some junk. So, what a good live we just had, guys. Love that. We had a brilliant live, yeah? Oh, Elaine, I'll be careful, don't you worry. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Thanks for joining me. We may do a part 2 of this. We may do a part 2 just because I found it quite interesting. Yeah? So let's just see what happens anyway. Take care, guys. All the best to you. And thanks for joining me. Of course, Team Elvis, you rock. Welcome to all the new people. Welcome to, I think it's EU and Karen. Karen says she just passed out. Thanks to Sean. Everyone, guys, we've had a brilliant live. 2 great lives this morning. Take care, guys.